about the unity, there's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody.
We are in a state of emergency. Tragedy. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Black people, it's all about the unity, there's nothing they can do with us, so ain't
We are
nobody.
in a state of emergency. Tragedy. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
Whoa, okay. We're in the house, gonna get this party started. And this is the 53rd, 58th something anniversary of the assassination of Malcolm X. Couldn't be, wait, 1965, that's like 53rd anniversary, something like that. It's not, couldn't be as high as 58. But we gave a moment of silence before coming on this program, this broadcast, to our elder, of whom is a great influence upon this rostrum. And of course, I had to wear my Malcolm X pen I've had for years in tribute, in memory of this sincere and great man. As far as I'm concerned, there are many who hate this man and vilify his memory and try to destroy and slander. But even in death, as the great intelligent spokesperson that he was, his legacy has been able to survive the hate and the slander. All those who wish to put him in the grave, not only physically, but as they would say in religious circles, spiritually as well, mentally. They don't want you to know and speak any good about this brother, Malcolm X Shabazz. But as long as I have breath, I will bring him to us in the manner in which he has earned, no more, no less. I do not never say that this man was perfect. None of us is perfect that I know of. But he did not deserve standing in front of his wife and his children, unarmed, peaceful person, and these hoodlums, supposed to be lovers of us, the once called Negro, gun him down in broad daylight. Religious zealots. Now, again, respect to Brother Malcolm and his family. And it's just a tragedy. We lost. Everybody lost in this. But that's a different subject. We want to spend a few minutes, and I have a lot of notes here I want to cover. A few days ago, we had our brother, Black supremacy author, Palmetto star, aka Prophet Rhovet, I believe, Rhovet. He came and visited us on this platform and presented to us his book called 3 Steps to End Racism Right Now. And we certainly most appreciate his visit. I find that his words, his book is worthy of a review. I did not get a chance to read his book when he was here. I've had an opportunity to read his book. So now, hopefully, without bias, hopefully without prejudice, we can give a review. Now, brother says that he knows and have talked to me in the past. I don't remember this brother, but I met so many in the past who have come and go, and I don't know. But he should know that your first problem, or the first problem that I'm going to have with your words, is black supremacy itself. I reject racial construct. Racial construct was developed by the Peckerwood in the late 1700s. It did not exist. And whether you, oh, I think my sister want to join me here. Let me get her on. Hey there, sweetie. I don't hear you. I don't hear you. I don't hear you. No volume. Don't hear you. Okay. Well, technical difficulties with Sister Noble. I'm pretty sure she's going to try to come back. What we want to do here is try not to be biased or prejudiced, but whether they want to accept this or not, if there was no white supremacy, there would be no black supremacy. There is nothing called black supremacy that existed prior to white supremacy. Black supremacy is a response to white supremacy or pink supremacy, however you want to call it. That's what it is. Because that's a racial construct. It's based upon your race. It's based upon your skin color. It's based upon the premise of race. And of course, this is the anniversary of the assassination of Malcolm X, and the brother says that Malcolm was a black supremacist. I never heard, out of all the tapes and audios and videos that I've ever seen of Malcolm and written words, I've never seen nowhere where Malcolm said he was a black supremacist. He never said those words. He said, I'm a Muslim. Influenced, of course, by the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. And later on,
hey,
what's up? What's happening? What happened with the laptop?
I don't know what's going on, hon.
Yeah. But anyway, we have Sister Nova joining us.
Yeah.
And I was just telling them that this is the anniversary of Malcolm X assassination.
Yeah.
Brother said that Malcolm X was or declared himself in some kind of way a black supremacist.
Oh, Malcolm X said what?
Which I never heard Malcolm refer to himself as a black supremacist.
Malcolm, he said what?
That Malcolm X declared himself as a black supremacist. And Malcolm never said no such thing to my knowledge. I never heard him express himself as a black supremacist. I never heard him. He said that I'm a Muslim. and he talked about black nationalism, but he never expressed himself in the matter of black supremacy, because when you start talking about black supremacy, as the brother was talking, or if you read his book, he starts going way out into a place Malcolm did not tread, didn't even get close to. Because black supremacy in this case is a form of religion. That's what it is. It's not about your liberation. It's a form of religion, a form of belief. It's not about liberation. It's not even about nationalism. And the brother said that black supremacy is the natural state of black people, which is impossible because black supremacy is relatively new. It's a new concept based upon the Peckerwood supremacy. That's where it comes from. There's nowhere that I can find where black supremacy exists prior to white supremacy. And in order for that to be the natural state of the black man, first of all, what is a black man? That's what I was trying to get this brother to talk about on the program. What is a black man? When I gave him a very simple example, and he never did really answer the question. I asked him if, okay, a black man, an African is a black man, a Jamaican is a black man, and blah, 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 black people, right? So black in this case would be a race or a species. Now, you have a bird. Bird is the race or the species. What kind of bird? Robin, chicken, ostrich, turkey. That's the kind of bird that's the bird, kind of a bird of this particular species. Now, when you talk about black people, what are we in America? What is our identity? You can't say black people because black people is the race or the species. What are we in America? Negro, color, African Americans. What the hell are we? You can't be a black people. You can't be both the species, and you cannot be the identity and a species too. You have to be a kind. You have to, what are you? Are you a chicken? Are you a duck? You know, what kind of bird are you? What kind of black people are we? He never did answer that question, because you can't be black people in a race and then be a black people as a label or identity or a species outside. You cannot do that. If you understand where I'm coming from with that. Also, as you speak to the brother, he begins to talk about our divinity and the divine. Why we can't just live life? Why we always got to be associated with the divine and the spirits and all this glory, glory, hallelujah stuff? How come we can't just come on the earth and live our life like the chicken and the dog and the bears? They don't have to worry about divinity. We have to worry about spirituality and divinity and all this whoopie-doo stuff. You just can't come here and live and die and be done with it like life has done on this planet for the last millions and millions of years. We have to be divine and connected to this, and we're special. And he's the prophet. He calls himself a prophet. And the reason why he's telling us this, because he's special. Sometimes the universe or something has talked to him and gave us these teachings. But there's nothing special about your teaching. Your teachings and what you're coming from is based upon what you've learned and your experience and your struggle in this life. Otherwise, you wouldn't even use the word black. At least some people don't even use the word black. They use some other word to describe us. And that's what they do. So I took a few notes here, and I don't like to read. I don't like to read because of all the reading that I had to do in my struggle when I was incarcerated. All that reading and writing just burned me out. But I took some time to read this brother's book. So we want to talk a little bit about some more to things, because first of all, what is black? What is that? And the only one who really knows what black is, black people are the ones who created the identity or the label, which is the Peckerwood. They the only ones. You just copying, regurgitating from them, because they created racial construct in the late 1700s. And they created that construct just to come up with a pseudoscience, so they could justify enslaving specific people for the purpose of slavery and whatever else they had on their mind. Also, I want to remind us, we get carried away in things because black is good, I guess you could say, but like all things on this planet, there's a negative and positive. There's a negative side and a positive side. You can't just talk like black is everything in the world. There's a negative side to it, and we're living it. Clearly, there's a negative side because you're on the bottom of the barrel. If black was as good and powerful and great as you claim, how the hell did a man who many of y'all say come straight out of a cave or was living in a cave, how did he come out that cave and kick your ass and now you're on the bottom of the barrel? You falling and you can't get up. How is that possible? So there's a good side and a bad side. Also, we tell these fairy tale fantasy stories like prior to the European, we was living, dark-skinned people was living some kind of beautiful utopian life. That's a lie. And it continues as an example in Africa. They fighting and killing each other. They fighting and killing each other. They're very tribal. And this has been going on for, there's no evidence and no history where anybody has been living some type of we all get along, beautiful utopian. The history that we have is violent. The history that we have is patriarchal. And wherever you find men, you find violence. You find destruction. You find rape and murder and abuse of children. That's what you find in patriarchal leadership. That's what you find. That's all that we got. I've seen no history of some type of, well, these people was living in some type of utopia. Did not happen. It's not happening now, and it did not happen then. That's why we're in the condition that we're in now, because the men right now have the same mindset as those prior, and they're loving it. So let me see here. What did I want to cover? Oh, they said that we call ourselves black. No, people did not call themselves black. Black is part of a racial construct. Well, Kemet meant land of the black, and this one meant land of the. Why would they care? Why would, if the only thing that you know of and the only people you ever seen from birth to death is black people, why would you be concerned about black? The only one who is concerned about different skin colors is a racist. And these people are not racist. They did not practice that. They did not practice racism. So I want to tell you this. See, when you get these identities, talk about land of the black and all this type of stuff, remember, they are translated. You did not translate from these languages. The ones who doing your translating for you is your enemy. And he's a racist. So when he took Kemet, or whenever he went to develop these other languages and took those languages and transferred them into his own language, he did it according to his mind, and he's a racist. So of course, the land of the black, the soil of the black, that's in his mind because he's a racist. those people have no reason to call themselves black, and they did not. They called themselves by their nation, their tribe, and their family. That's what they done. So all this, we call ourselves black. No, black is something that your enemy, your conqueror, the conqueror called us black. They called us Negro and colored. This is where black come from. And you want to build upon something that caused you your problem to begin with. So how can black supremacy, how can you end racism when you just as racist in the mind, not in influence and power? In the mind, you have the same mindset as those who put us in this condition. The only thing you want to do is push the pink people to the side and put yourself in the position where they was at. Now everything is black instead of pink. What difference do it make? How are you ending racism when that's all you done? It's just replace one race with another. That's all you done. He says that black people can be racist. Black people cannot be racist. You can be biased, you can be prejudiced, you can be a bigot, but you're not in a position to be a racist. Because just like he explained, a racism is a system where you can have influence on people, on the people's education, their employment, and so forth, and science and blah, blah. So black people cannot be racist toward themselves or anybody because you have no power. You have to have power in order to be a racist. That's why they put the IST on the end that represents a system. So it's a system. And black folks are not controlled of no system. Not even in Africa, where they control their governments or whatever. They're not racist. They don't have no government designed to oppress white folks or the Chinese or nobody. That's the reason why the Chinese can easily do what they do over there. And that's why the Caucasian or anybody, they don't have no system set up to oppress a certain specific race and calling themselves the supreme ones. It's not set up. I don't even think they have that set up in China. The only one who got or will set something like this up is Caucasian people that I know of. It's a lot of stuff out here. Got a lot of notes here. I'm gonna try to go through here real quick because I want our sister Noble to.
I'm gonna address something that I just read. I just saw something.
Okay.
I just saw something. Black Progression said because they sold out for welfare and the black women sold out for feminism. You know what? I don't think he lying. I mean, based upon that statement, I don't think the brother lying about that. I'm just gonna be honest. Me, myself, I'm telling black women to get the hell out of the feminist movement. But that's just me, okay? That's just my opinion. I'm telling black women, y'all need to leave the feminist movement because it really was created for white women. Okay? And furthermore, African women are truly the first feminist women on the planet. Now, this modern hijacked feminist movement is not for black women. And I wrote an article. I wrote an article about that. Why black women should remove themselves from the feminist movement. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. blackpoliticalmedia.blogspot.com. Post that up. But you know, I agree with the brother on that, but I feel like Black women should remove themselves from the feminist movement, because really, being in a feminist group is not going to solve our problems as Black women. It won't. In fact, the feminist movement won't solve anybody's problem as women, because we live in a patriarchal society that basically subjugates women. Do you all understand? We live in a worldwide patriarchal society that subjugates women and children by extension. That they subjugate the women and the children in each society, okay, all around the world. I feel like the feminist movement is not going to solve the larger issues that we face on the planet through religious mind control programming, all the misogynistic views that is projected onto women in the society, because the Bible is really a book that teaches misogyny. If you really read the Bible, if you really study it, it teaches misogyny. Okay, it renders women as second-class citizens. Okay, and not just the Bible, the Quran also. And I feel like, yeah, the brother is correct in the sense of, okay, yeah.
Our sister fell off. Technical difficulties. I will state. Okay, she's back.
As for that, y'all, I hit the wrong button.
Okay.
The brother, in the sense, I hit the wrong button, honey. And the brother is correct in what he says. I agree with that. Also, when they started the welfare program, or when Black women was able to access the welfare program, that did not stop the men from living in those homes.
No, it didn't.
The men still kept coming and having sex with the women. They still kept producing children. Okay, even when the women was collecting welfare checks, the men did not just suddenly disappear from out of their lives. They still were there. Now, we had some Rolling Stones, obviously. We had Rolling Stones going from household to household, creating women and whole entire families. But the welfare system did not make the men disappear. Okay, and so that's another misconception by Black men, that the welfare program and whatever is responsible. What did he say? I need to see that private chat comment again. But anyway, you probably deleted it. But anyway, the men kept coming around. They still stayed there, okay, in the homes with the women that was collecting the welfare checks. Okay. Now, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in, when I read that statement, I said, okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, I said my 2 cents since we're on the subject, because
yeah,
the topic is this brother's book. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, apparently he didn't take the time to read the brother's book or nothing. He wanted to bring, this stuff that we're not even talking about on the forum. And I'm not going to, that's not what this is about.
I picked up on that. I think he was trying to say I'm a feminist. I kind of picked up on that. Yeah, but that's why I had to address it, because, I don't want nobody thinking Sister Noble is a feminist.
Yeah.
Sister Noble is not a feminist.
I think
and Brother Taalik can attest to this, because, honey, I've always said we don't belong in the feminist movement. I've stated this for many, many years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said, this is what I'm going to say. This was his opportunity to come. Actually, it was for you.
I know it was.
If you wasn't on the channel, he probably wouldn't have said nothing. This was
I know.
This was the same guy, I believe, when Deity was here. That was his opportunity. He got this. He had a hatred for Black women.
Yeah.
Opportunity attack.
I kind of picked up on that, you know, that energy, you know.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, but like you said, you already said some of what I was going to reply with. That,
Okay.
Because I grew up in the welfare system.
Yeah.
And what many people don't understand is that many Black women wasn't able to get on the welfare system until the late 1960s. They wasn't on the welfare system for years and years and years prior to that. They had to go out here and work some kind of job or do something. There was no welfare for Black women until the late 1960s. And also, by the time the 1960s start rolling around into the 70s, see, I was raised on welfare. I don't have to read a book. I was on, my mother and a lot of the people that I know was on welfare in the 60s and in the early 70s. I lived it in 2 states. I lived it in Mississippi and I lived in Illinois. And just like you said, it did not stop men from going to these houses. I saw the men going in and out of these houses myself. I don't have to read no book. I saw what was going on in real time. I don't have to read no book. In Mississippi and Illinois. They went on and actually the laws are still in effect. They really don't enforce these things. They really don't enforce. It's because it's still in effect in some states that a woman can't have, you know, this man, or not only a man, but somebody that's not supposed to be part of the family in this house. Not only a man, but your mama ain't supposed to be living with you, and your brother is supposed to be you and your children. That's who it's for. Not only some man. So, but they be looking out for these men. But the man was in the house. They didn't go nowhere. I saw beautiful cars in the projects because these men had good jobs and living with these women in these cheap project homes or whatever. They was having a ball. Beautiful, beautiful Lincolns and Cadillacs because these guys was working these factory jobs, you know. So the man was in the house. No doubt about that. I agree with you 1000% that sisters don't belong in the feminist movement. But guess who was the one who ran them there, caused them to go there? Because these men abused the sisters, kicking them in the ass, don't have no respect. Blah, blah, blah. The men ran them to the feminist movement. And what the white women were saying sounded good. And she's a woman fighting for her rights. I'm a woman, I'm fighting for my rights. Unfortunately, they did not understand that this white woman don't see things quite the way you do. Because after they got their rights and gains, they didn't help you none. But you out there and still out there with their garbage. But sisters don't know what to do. They need to create their own outlet. Don't be part of the feminist movement. Don't be with that white woman because her agenda is not like yours. But it's the men, it's the one that caused the sisters to go in that direction to begin with. Because the brothers, once after slavery, the brothers started getting these little trinkets and doodads from the peckerwood. And his only example of manhood was the white man. So as you can see, and I grew up, I saw this too. I'm like, how come these brothers, when they get a little success, they go get them a white woman? That's what they was doing. That's what they was doing. So you see these families where it looked like the sister and her family, they take a beautiful, beautiful family picture. But behind closed doors, he's verbally abusive and maybe physically abusive. For some reason, these folks think we live in some type of utopia, some beautiful world. These men was kicking these sisters in the ass. And the sisters, because they did not have the rights that women have today, they were stuck in these marriages. They were stuck in these relationships. They couldn't go get their own job and take care of themselves like that. So they were stuck. I never saw my granddad. I never heard my granddaddy tell my grandmother, "I love you." She was stuck in one of those type of relationships. It's all about this man, and he's the ruler. And then our people was brainwashed with religion. So in her mind, remember, divorce looks bad in the eyes of God. So you stuck in this mess. You stuck in this mess. So
I wanna know. I wanna see what Black progression.
I don't.
No. I want to see. I mean, what are we? Well, what is Angel Snupnup wrong about? I just want to understand a little bit more. I mean,
I don't have time to mess with. I only got two.
No. I'm saying I know. I just want to see what. I just want to see what is Angel Snupnup wrong about. Can you post it? Like, can you post it?
No, you can see it in the. I can't post it. You have to put it in the chat.
No, I'm talking to Black progression.
Oh, okay. Because I'm dealing with this brother's book.
I just want to see what is Angel Snupnup wrong about. And also, I want to apologize if you feel offended, at what I said. I just assumed, I just assumed, okay? And I do apologize, okay? But I just want to see, I mean, what is Angel Snupnup wrong about?
Well, anyway, that's another.
Okay, how can Black be oppressed when the Black man and woman were both being treated bad? Well, that's easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
I mean, I can explain that. Well, first of all, religion. Because, I mean, religion, like these Abrahamic traditions teach that men are, the head of the household, that they are above the women, that they're over the women. And, the Bible, since the Bible condones rape of women, also, I can see how the men would feel validated in abusing the women and raping the women. I can see how, because of the Abrahamic belief systems that they've been indoctrinated with all these years. So that's very easy. I mean, yeah, we're in the same boat. You are right about that. We are both in the same boat in this country, but a lot of Black men feel like they're more superior to Black women, and they have relegated Black women to the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. And it ain't just Black men. It's the whole of society that has relegated Black women to the bottom of the barrel. A lot of men don't feel like Black women should even teach in the church. A lot of Black men, and not just Black men, every man really of every race, they feel like Black women should. Women, period, should go somewhere, and be barefoot and pregnant, and cook and clean and wash my drawers, and that's all you good for. That's the mindset of a lot of men under this patriarchal society in which we live. So yeah, we're in the same boat. We are both being economically oppressed in the same system. However, the men in this society, because it's a patriarchal society, has the upper hand over the women. That is a reality. Okay, you can try to downplay it all you want, and women are getting their ass kicked. There are some women that right now that may hear this broadcast or podcast that is in abusive marriages right now. They're being emotionally abused. They're being economically abused because the men are holding the money over their heads and manipulating them through the finances. And so the women feel trapped, a lot of them. They feel trapped, and therefore they feel like, if I leave this man, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to support me and my kids if I leave this man? Because a lot of women in this society are in really shitty positions on jobs. Despite what you may see on that television, a lot of women have to sell their ass, or feel like they have to sell their ass just to get money so they can be able to provide for themselves and their family or their children. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of them feel like they got to go strip at the strip club. You understand?
Well, I
say a lot of them feel like they got to go strip
but I'm not
just to get the money. Okay, but however, they don't see other alternatives. A lot of them don't. They don't see other alternatives. And then a lot of women just they don't want to be poor. You understand? They don't want to be poor. They don't want to be struggling. because you may have to give up certain things in order to live a life of integrity. In order to live a life of decency, you may have to give up the money, or you may have to live modestly in order to live a life of integrity and decency. And a lot of people, they want to have this and that and the third. They want to be able to drive the latest new vehicle. They want to be able to live in a $150,000 to $200,000 home. They want that lifestyle. Okay, they want that lifestyle of the rich and the famous.
I only have 2 hours.
Lifestyle of the rich and the famous. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on what he said. That's it.
See, that's really the topic was about this book.
Oh, okay.
And this man brought in a conversation has nothing to do with this book.
Okay.
Invite us to your channel, and we can have this conversation. Don't come to somebody else's channel and you know that this is not the topic because you hate women. Take your and roll out. I don't do that.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I understand you, Angel. I understand where you're coming from. I get it.
Yeah. So
I get it.
Take your woman hating
I kind of picked up on that energy from dude. I picked up on it.
Yeah. And this
but,
you did not read this man's book. He did not say nothing about no black women-ness and all and the feminism, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Take that to your channel and do your thing. I'm talking about
he can email me. He can email me if he got a problem with something I said.
Right.
Email me at Parish, Alberta @yahoo.com. You got a problem with something I said? Parish, Alberta yahoo.com.
And I'm not bringing you on the panel. You're not on the subject that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 2 hours. That's the end of my StreamYard crap, and I'm not talking. You already wasted a lot of my time here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not bringing you on. That's not the subject. If you want to talk about this brother's book, that's different. You're not talking about this brother's book. You just want an opportunity to attack Sister Noble. With your
that's what it is. An opportunity to. I know.
That's all it
is. I know.
But anyway, moving on. I read a lot of the book and I took notes here.
Okay.
The brother says racism is a psychological tool used strictly to protect ill-gotten gains, stolen resources. And that's true. However, I want to add that, see, this is what a lot of folks don't understand. The pink people, the Caucasian people, they're doing nothing no more than what other folks have done in the past. It's conquer folks for their resources. You see that in China, you see that in India, all over the world. That's what you see men do, is they conquer smaller tribes or people and take their resources. Now, you want to cry about the Native American people here, or you want to cry about the Africans or whatever, you don't know if they are the original people of that land. Because usually what happens with a conqueror is they'll come in and they will destroy everything of that tribe or that nation, burn it to the ground. They might keep the women and children. They're going to kill all the men. They're going to wipe the men out, no doubt. A conqueror has 2 choices. He can wipe them out, men, women, and children, or what sometimes they do is they will wipe out all the men, keep the women because they can use the women as breeders. They'll keep the children because they'll raise the children up as their own. That's what they do. You have no proof. That's what these people living in a patriarchal mindset civilization, that's what they have done. You angry at the white man because he's kicking your ass. There's no evidence to say that the land that you talk about is yours. That's our. How do we know? Let me block this person. How do you know that the land originally belonged to you? Plus, on top of that, Nobody on the planet owns land. Because if you own the land, when your happy ass die, you can take it with you. Like but you can't. You here temporarily, and you can't own no land. There's no such thing as land ownership for nobody. Only thing you can do is control it. But as soon as somebody can kick your ass, you don't own it no more. If you own it, how come somebody else can come and take it from you? Nobody owns no land. Most animals in nature, they use the resources just enough for them to survive, and they go about their business. We the only ones gonna hoard. This mine. Like Daffy Duck. Remember the old Daffy Duck cartoon? Mine, it's mine. You're the only one dumb enough to be like that. So I'm not making excuses for white people. I'm telling you that's how it has been. Like the Zulu Nation. The Zulu Nation, do you know why the Zulu Nation, Africa, got so big? Because they destroyed their neighbors. That's why. And took their resources, took their land. That's what they done. Well, I got the trolls coming. But that's what they done. You have a wrong narrative. Your narrative is all messed up. You're not looking at things in real time because you have the mind of a racist. You think like they do. But you think thinking like them is going to get you free. That's what put you in captivity to begin with, was racism. And you think just like they do. Ill-gotten gain. Who's to say that your people or whoever you're talking about, how you know that's their original land? You don't know who they killed. And so they can occupy that land. Especially when you talk about large civilizations. Who knows how many smaller tribes and whatever was wiped out. That's the reality of it. Ill-gotten gain, stolen resources. Everybody, all men on this planet, even according to the history that you're talking about, done the same thing. You just upset because you under the domination of the white man. And maybe you could get yourself out if you would fight him for a change, but you don't. You want to sit and hide behind a picture and come on my platform and talk go back and forth with a sister about feminism instead of fighting the enemy. How pathetic and pitiful you are. The whole conversation is sickening to me.
Oh, man.
I'm going to stand up against this man once and for all. Either you're going to kill me or I'm going to kill you. This relationship can no longer go. I'm not going to sit around in some woman's face with the feminism and the welfare system. You sold out for the welfare and all that dumb stuff. Why don't you build for her? So she don't have to be on welfare. Create jobs for her so she don't have to be on the white man's welfare. Where your schools so she can send her children to those schools. Where your factories. Where your water supply. Where your electrical grids. You don't have nothing. You just want to come here and complain about women. Pathetic piece of trash. And I don't do that here. We are men here, and we understand the reality of things here. We're not racist here. I don't defend white folks. I'm telling you the history of men. That's what men have done on this planet. They destroy other men and take their resources. You're just angry because the white man good at it. He's very good at it. And he maintained his power while your ass on the bottom with your thumb in your mouth, sucking on your Similac milk. Weak. Yeah, just like my deacon said. Weak losers. Soon as you see a woman come, here you come, the feminism. The topic is this brother's book. Pathetic pieces of filth. That's why they don't want to show their face, because they cowards. I show my face. I've never been on social media and didn't want to show my face. I want you to see who I am, bad or good. I'm not scared. I stand on mine. You don't stand on yours. Scary ass. Because you think somebody see you on social media, then they go tell your boss, I saw him, or your boss might be a woman. Hey, go see what this guy talking about. You scary ass. I don't care what my boss see. Never have. Don't care. I stand on mine. Regardless. But that's what I want to add to that. Don't sit around here like you self-righteous, like you the most holy of the holy, like black folks or Chinese or whoever, never done nothing wrong. That's a damn lie. If the human being, if men was so holy and righteous, why are we in this condition? Why are we in the condition that we're in? Ruled by men all over the world. Men put us in this condition. Men did this. And it just so happened God only talks to men. Because when it comes to black supremacy, King Noble is the prophet, and this brother is the prophet. Where the women getting work? How come God, the diviners, ain't talking to the women? And then King Noble put these women's asses all over his websites, and they shaking their rumps and put them in positions like they sucking on his phallus and all those crazy stuff. Why would you? What kind of man gonna treat your woman like that? Because you don't give a damn. It's all about you following your own penis. Oh man, I can't do that. You better roll out. I don't do that here. Men is pathetic. Why this person? I'm not bringing you on. Go in the chat room and talk about, show me that you read this book. Because that's what this is about. I'm still talking about this book. And I'm gonna, because I only got 2 hours. I only got about an hour left now. Messing around with trash. I'm just gonna, did you get a chance to read the book, sister?
No.
A little bit. But basically, we know what black supremacy is. I mean, so
I have not read that book. I have no comment on it.
You familiar with what black supremacy is, though?
Yeah.
So I'll lead the charge, so you can just add your 2 cents. Just stop me whenever you feel like it.
Hey, no, you go ahead. I mean, you go ahead. You go ahead. You're doing a better job than me talking today. You know, I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'm tired. But you're doing a better job. You're doing a better job than me talking today.
Well, I did take the time yesterday, and I read his book. I did not skim over it. I actually read. It's only 30 pages long, and a lot of those pages is pictures. You know, it's not even no words. It's not just pictures. So I read the book. Okay. Well, I already covered that part. Now he does call us. We part of a soul tribe. Now I don't know what his meaning of soul is, but he does refer to us as being part of the soul tribe. I will G for that.
I mean, does he believe in polygamy?
He does not. I don't think he didn't mention polygamy in this book here. I'm pretty sure they do, because I think King Noble's into that. I'm not sure. Black supremacy. I'm not sure. He didn't say nothing about that. Hey, what's up there, Chris? He did not say that, nothing about that in the book. So I don't know where these trolls coming from. I guess they just want to mess it. I guess they all find I only got 2 hours left. They want to mess everything up for me. Okay. Let's see. He talks about the greatness of the black. You know, what is greatness? You know, only a racist. I mean, who is really concerned about being great? You know, if you're just living your life and you do something, go to the moon or you know, people think that that's great or whatever. Are people really? But see, that's a man. See, that's a man thing. Because I don't think you ever hear women talk about trying to compete each other about their greatness. But see, men in competition with men, if they're not trying to kill each other, they want to show I can do better than you. My car can go faster than yours. My rocket ship can go further out than yours. That's a sickness that men have.
I can outdo you.
Huh?
I can outdo you.
Yeah. You know. First thing they do, of course, is violence. You know, violence. Well, they got to show, especially in front of some of the women, they got to show that I'm stronger. You get with me, Sister Noble. Say I'm stronger than he. I got more money than he got. Look at my car. They got to show off. You know, if that's what males do. That's what these nations do. That's what these nations do in the world. China got to show. Look at my military. Look how it affects my muscle. America got to show I got 30 nuclear bombs. Russia got to say, well, I got 40 nuclear bombs. That's what men do. They sick. I'm telling you, the male gender is sick. This man hiding behind a picture talking, he's sick. He coming after you when he should be coming after another man. He's weaker than the weak because most men want to show another man, I'm stronger, I'm more powerful, another man. They don't go after women like that because the women are already submissive. They don't have to worry. Women don't control nothing. What's the sister going against the white woman?
I mean,
she don't know nothing.
I mean, according to them, we at the bottom of the barrel, black women.
Black women and women in general. You know, white women be right above you a little bit, but just like Quinn said, I got more subscribers than you do. They brag about stuff like that.
Oh,
you only got 10 subscribers. I got 200. That's what men do. They sick. They sick. God talks to me. As you can see, God don't say a damn thing to women. It's Prophet Rhovet and it's Prophet King Noble. Don't say a damn thing to all those women around them. God don't say a damn thing to none of them. They will regurgitate and repeat what Prophet Rhovet and what King Noble said. But personally, God don't say a damn thing to them. And if she's claimed that she do that, look, God can't be talking to you. It's impossible. God only talks to the men. Because God is a fictional character, because he is a man. That's why he behaves like a man. That's why he chooses men. Because he's a fictional character, just like Superman. Superman reflects the fantasy world of those young boys that created Superman. They wanted to be strong. They wanted to be able to do certain things to attract women. And they created Superman. That was a part of their fantasy. Big part of them. They didn't create Superwoman first. They created Superman first because that's what they was. Boys, super. So they created this in their own image, and that's what God is. A fictional character created in the image of men, not vice versa, where God is created in the image of we supposed to be created in the image of God. It's vice versa. It's the other way. So what does he say here? He said black supersedes nationality, religion, and ideology. This is black privilege. That sounds like something a racist would write. Because that's what the white man say. Basically, that's what they say. You know, it's all about white supremacy. It's all about we the stuff. Now, the difference between white supremacy and black supremacy is black supremacy is nothing but an ideology. Black power is nothing but an ideology. It's not real. But when you're dealing with white supremacy, oh, believe me, it's real all around the world. It's very real. They control your life. They control your education. They control the money. They control the food. It's very real. And it's based upon race. Because I guarantee you, when it comes down to it, they're not going to try to, if this planet was in trouble, with the mindset that these people have, if this planet was in trouble, they're gonna be looking out for the white race. They're not gonna be going looking for your happy Negro self somewhere. You're just gonna be blown up on the earth. They're gonna save themselves first. So he says, Marcus Garvey has said, we are one people with one destiny. The black person and the African will share these most. He talks about some fantasy land. Now, I don't know. He talks about a fantasy land. I don't know how it's going to be created. I don't know. He just talks about the black and the pink people. What the Chinese folks going to be doing? What the Mexicans and the Indians and all these other people on the planet? It's more people on the planet than just pink people and so-called black folks. He don't talk about what they're going to be doing. He made up this fantasy world where it's just the pink people and the black folks living and blah, blah. I'm like, so where are these other people? What happened to them? Where they going to go? Y'all, the black folks and the pink people going to get together and kill them out? I mean, how that's going to work? He does not say how that's going to work. But he's trying to say, like all of them always say, that everybody with black skin is the same. We're not the same. We're not Africans. Even on the continent of Africa, they are not the same. Somalis do not look like those in the Congo. Go do a Google search. The people of Africa, look at their difference. They're not the same. They do not see themselves as a family. That's your illusion. It would be nice. I'm not saying it wouldn't be nice, but that's not the reality of it. That's why the continent was easily conquered by Europeans, because they did not see themselves as family. Not then, and they still don't till this day. And then it took an Arab, what's his name, Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi was the one that was trying to get them together, try to get them to create their own monetary system and stuff. I say I believe because I don't know. I believe that's one of the reasons why they really had to push to kill Colonel Gaddafi. They called Colonel Gaddafi's murder, assassination, the most expensive assassination ever in order to get this man. Because he was doing these things with these African people, and once they killed Colonel Gaddafi, there's no interest in it. They went right back to doing what they was doing. They're not interested in Pan-Africanism. Neither are you, because you got your Christians over here, the Muslims over here, the 5% nation over here, and blah, blah, blah. Y'all got the same mentality. You cannot even unite here among your own that you know, that you see day in and day out. But you think all these Africans is supposed to be together. We all the same. We're not the same. They're not thinking about you. Those people are looking out for the best interest of their tribe, their family. They're not thinking about you and me. That's not reality. It would be nice if it could be done, but that's not reality. We're not the same. If a black person wants to adopt an African culture, why you got to adopt an African culture? We're not Africans. We are not Africans. In order for us to be Africans, what's our connection and our contribution to those people 6,000 miles away from us? There is none. You have no relative in Africa. Not one. When you go to Africa, it's with a passport, and you go there as a visitor and a tourist only. You have no relatives there. You're not no African. He talks about racial reassignment. How are you going to end racism? And the only thing you're doing is reclassifying people according to race. So how are you ending race? The only thing you're doing is moving one race above another. You don't want to be under the pink people no more. You're putting yourself above them. That's not ending racism. That's just going from one plantation to another plantation. That's the only thing that you're doing. You know, when the brother was on our program speaking, Nobody was making a comment. Why is that? Because here on this program, we already know that that's not how to roll on here. But we're gonna be, you know, we give people an opportunity to come here and explain themselves. And you talking about a new world order? How is that? How are you representing a new world order when you basically doing the same thing that the oppressor doing? You have the same mindset. And he talked about, now I don't know how he's gonna come and get into control of this fantasy land that he's devised, but we're gonna make our money on growing marijuana or hemp, because you know they like to smoke. You know, I'm pretty sure not only the hemp, but you're gonna be smoking that ganja too. You dope fiend. You can't even get out of that. I'm pretty sure they want to get drunk, keep getting drunk, and they want to smoke weed. What are you going to do different than what you're doing now? The divine black mind recognizes the power of him. And then he says that if white people want to come into our territory, they have to have a black card, or anybody. They got to have a black card in order to go into black town.
Oh.
Now, you know, this reminds me
what that is. I mean,
I don't know. Anyway,
damn. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
He said that this is a generic name for the dwelling places of blacks who live in relatively close quarters to one another, where there's fertile land. The duty of the watchful builders will be to make sure pinks don't go into black town. So you got to monitor. It reminds me of when the Peckerwood used to give the slave, you know, passes in order to go wherever they needed to go. You have to have a pass. Or when you in jail and they let you out of jail so that you can go to work and whatever, you got to have a pass. Same type of concept. You sound just like a racist, just like they are. What are you doing? You're supposed to be representing something new. And you operate on the same level, you got the same mindset as they do. You need the Badlands. He called it the Badlands. The white people are going to be forced to live in the Badlands. There's no fertile soil and all this kind of good stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's the Badlands. You know, we live in Blacktown. I don't know.
I honestly, I don't think we're gonna make it.
No.
I don't see a good future for black people. Honestly, I don't. I just don't see it. I don't feel it. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, 50 years from now, it's not going to be great for black people. That's all I'm saying. You go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, see, well, what he was saying, you just have to accept black supremacy. You know, the same thing, accept Jesus, accept Allah, accept Muhammad, accept whoever. It's the same. It's the same religious stuff. Black supremacy is a form of religion. That's why he's a prophet. You don't never hear me talk about I'm some prophet and I'm divine. The only thing that you hear come from my mouth is, look, brothers and sisters, can we work as a team? And so that we can put ourselves in a place where we can benefit ourselves, we can control the laws and the politics of a state, so we can make this a safe haven and work as a team. That's what you hear coming from this platform. I do not call myself divine. I don't claim that some special being is talking to me and bringing this to us. But special being, some kind of divine, mysterious knowledge is talking to them and causing them to think this way. I don't do that here. I'm not into that. And I read the book. He does not explain how is this Badlands, how is Blacktown, how are they going to be coming to a reality. He does not say what you're going to do with the Chinese people, the Indians, and Mexicans, and all these other folks that's here. Where they going to disappear to? Because the white folks or the pink people, they're relegated to the Badlands, and we are living in Blacktown. And he's talking about the whole earth, I think. It's got a map in the book, whatever. I don't understand exactly how that's supposed to work. Black supremacy is the nature of the black man. How is that? First of all, in order to understand the nature of anybody or any creature, you have to study them in their natural environment. You cannot study a polar bear locked up in a zoo and talk about that's how polar bear. That's not the nature of a polar bear. That polar bear is living in a zoo. He's adopted to living in a zoo. That's not his nature. If you really want to understand the nature of the polar bear, you have to go where that polar bear lives and watch him in his natural environment where he's not influenced, have not been adulterated. I think that's the word I'm looking for, by something. He's just being a polar bear. You have to see them. So you cannot say that black supremacy is natural for the black. Oh, maybe it is. Because the black man is the creation of the cracker. There was no black man on the planet till the peckerwood created him and her. So maybe you're right. And this is the natural environment for the black man because he's a product of slavery. The black man is a product of a colonialization. Yeah. So that would be natural. And you submit to your massa, and that's natural. So you talking all this black supremacy stuff, but you submitting to the white. Did you hear what he said? Now, he said, because I told him, just because the white man fall out of power, that don't mean all of a sudden you gonna take over. That ain't how things work. If the pink people all of a sudden disappeared, the next strongest people will rise to the top. And it won't be you, because you way down on the bottom. And he said that, and I said, what if it was the Mexicans? Oh, he said, well, ain't no Mexicans gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna let no little tiny people like Mexicans rule over me, even if they got an AK-47 or whatever. Well, if that's the see, weapons make everybody equal.
I want to know if black women have any power in black supremacy. Does black women hold any positions of power in this black supremacist, society? According to the book, does black women hold any positions of power?
Only thing I read in the book basically was male driven. It didn't say nothing. I didn't read nothing. He didn't mention women at all, but from what I read, he's a male and everything else is male driven. It's male behavior. Didn't say anything about, did not mention women and children at all, period. At all. Which we already know that because we know what black supremacy is. And Malcolm would have nothing to do with Malcolm with black supremacy because Malcolm had respect for sisters. Protect the black woman. That's what he was taught. And that's how Malcolm rode to the day that he died. And that's not how black supremacy, the divineness in black supremacy, you're nothing but a tool, a breeder to be used for man's pleasure.
What if I don't want to breed?
Well, I guess they might have to kill you. I don't know. I guess they have to, I don't know, I guess, or they whooped you, put you on out there to be an example for the other women and whipped you with a whip and said, this is what happened to you when you don't submit to the man. Yeah, don't submit to black supremacy, male. It's the same stuff. It's the same attitude, it's the same stuff. Because it's a religion. And it's based on things that we already know here. It's not coming from no spook. It's not coming from no divine nothing. It's fabricated stuff that you done made up and blended it together and made something on your own. Based upon the exploitation of all these other religions and ideologies created by men. And that's why the men are on top. That's why the men are divine. It's all about the men. They don't care about them. The only thing women can do is be a breeder and bring me some coffee, bring me my breakfast, bring me my dinner, whatever. That's the only thing that women can do. And
wash the drawers also.
Wash my dirty drawers with that big old long doo-doo stain in it. And wash my. I don't know how women could do that, but see, women can do that because they love you. I never understood. See, women is so. I don't know how women do it. I see women be changing baby diapers, and some of them babies be stanking, really, really.
Oh yeah.
And women be smiling. Oh, baby, just be, and they be smiling. Ooh, you smelling so bad. And they be kissing on the baby and be changing it out. Yeah, but that stink is all in your nose. But they do it with love. The stink do not bother them because they so in love with that child, that baby. And just with the grown men. Them grown men have all these doo-doo stains in their drawers. They watch these men. Don't say a word. Oh, he got a doo-doo stain. I just have to get me some better Clorox to get that out, you know. Because you love. Because when women fall in love with you, that don't bother them. And then, you know, in the bedroom, some of these guys don't do so well in the bedroom. But she said, oh, he only did 1 minute. That's all right. You might get a minute and 1 second next time. It's all right. Women don't be tripping off of that kind of stuff. They just don't. They don't. Until recent times, you know, mess with these Peckerwood and all this other foolishness that we deal ourselves. But that's what I see in women. That's what I always see in women. Women don't be tripping off certain things. They just don't. You know, you nasty and you disgusting. And women, they try to cook to please you. You know, she might not like tomatoes in her soup, but she'll tolerate it because she loves that man. I don't really like tomatoes, but he likes it. It's all right. Men not. I want them tomatoes out of there. He don't give a damn about what you like. I wanted fried chicken. What's this baked stuff? That's what men do. And you know, there's a place for that. But see, men don't love like that. See, when a woman give you a whipping, she doing it really out of love because she really, oh baby, you should have been there, and she really don't want to hit you like that. Men, you son of a, I mean, be trying to kill somebody because they don't have that connection with life. Men don't have that connection with life like women do. Now, in recent times, women have become like men. And some of them can be just as nasty and dirty and low down. But it's because of the influence of men. That's the reason why. That's not woman's nature. Even in the animal kingdom, I seen a tiger, a female tiger, try to feed an antelope, a baby antelope. She should be trying to eat that antelope, but her maternal nature was so strong. She tried to let something that she should be eating, let it suckle off of her. Because of that maternal, that maternal instinct that women have. Women are not like men. Men are corrupt. Men are dangerous. Men should not be allowed to lead nothing. Because the sickness that men have is so corrupt. And I mean, we don't have to debate. We living in this stuff. I don't have to debate you. Oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. We living in it.
Yeah.
I don't have to debate you about it.
We live in a psychotic society.
Ruled by men. It's all about men. It's not about women. And then the women copy the men, and the children copy us, the people, period. And the same sickness is going handed down from generation to generation. Do you know why these children in America is bullies? Because the parents is bullies. This country is a bully. That's why the children are bullies. That's the reason why. Simple as that. Why are the women acting crazy? Because of the men who's are in control, who's their teachers, who they are being dominated by. That's why. The women don't have their own religion. The women have a religion that was created by men to favor men. And men love it when you say that I'm a submissive woman. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Not like a submissive woman. Yeah, buddy. Because he know that you submit. He can do anything he wants. Because he's not going to be faithful to you. he's gonna go out there and cheat and whatever. But if he know, damn, if I cheat or I get caught.
I think most men are polygamous. I think most men and on the planet are polygamous.
Well, I guess if you roll like that and control like that, I guess so. I mean, it's not. Look, no woman in their right mind want to share a man, knowing that this man is putting his penis going from one and whatever. First of all, it's already. I mean, quite honestly, it's not a wonderful experience anyway. Y'all exchanging bodily fluids and all that.
Yeah.
Then you messing around going from one person to another and stuff like that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
What are you, some kind of rabbit or some kind of?
It really is. You know.
What are you, some kind of herd animal?
That's why a lot of these folks got HIV and herpes.
And that too.
And gonorrhea and chlamydia.
Well, you see, I
Yeah.
make sure I get myself checked out, and these folks, you're not getting nothing checked out.
No, baby. A lot of these folks is willy-nilly it. They just going willy-nilly. They ain't putting on no condoms. They not none of that.
They're not doing nothing.
They sticking that thing everywhere and anywhere, and coming home to their wives and their girlfriends.
Absolutely.
You know, so baby. Ugh.
Now the last chapter or the last step that the brother was talking about is basically it's some religious divine sounding stuff. And it was hard for me to read because I'm not into the divine, the divine is. What did he say? I'll read a little bit of it. Black supremacy, the true culture of black people. How is black supremacy a culture? I don't know. Maybe some with me. Black people on a journey toward their godhood. What is that? You a god and a goddess. It's still that same premise. God and God. What do you mean by that? You live and you die. That's it. You come on this planet for a certain period of time, then you die. What's up with this God? You a god, but yet, again, a person from out of a cave. And see, this is the thing about it. They always talk about the white man is a beast. He came out of a cave. The white man is a beast. He came out of a cave. Well, if he was a beast and came out of a cave, why the hell you went messing with him? You done that. He was over there on his all fours, eating raw meat, doing his caveman thing. Was he bothering you when he was a caveman? No. But you had to take your happy ass, according to your story. You had to take your happy ass over to Europe and call him a savage. And then he caught on to all the knowledge that you was talking about, and he became better than you, kicked you in your ass, and called you a savage. Now, how you like that? Ain't karma a bitch? And you still have not recovered. You keep calling yourself God and Goddess and all this fancy stuff. And you so divine. And look where you at. Running around here ducking and dodging the white man. You don't produce nothing, Mr. God. You don't produce nothing. You're just a consumer. You have no power. Here I am on this platform asking us, this is how we can get power. We need power. We need influence. We need a safe haven. We need a spot where we can gain some strength because we don't have no strength. We don't have no power. We don't have a safe haven. And you want to laugh. Now, before this, where is yours? Where's all this stuff that you got? You gods and goddesses. What have these gods and goddesses produced? And your divinity. Oh, this is what he said too. Talking about how great black is, right? This is what he said. When you close your eyes, it turns black. Everything comes out the black. Right? Okay. Everything does come out the black. You close your eyes, it's black. And when you're in your mother's womb, it's black. You know, so everything does come out the black. But guess what? You got to come into the light in order to be alive. Because if you don't get any light, you dead. Stay in the dark too long and you dead. You have to be connected to the light in order to be, I don't care how far down in the ocean animals go, they have to have some kind of connection to the light. Because if they don't have it, they die. It's simple as that. So don't brag about black. Because you got to come into the light. Light means life. And just because you're in the dark does not mean light doesn't exist. Because this sun been around a long, long time. Long time. And you won't live until you come out into the light. Not into the dark. You got to come into the light in order to live. And that's a fact. You got to be connected to the sun. That's why the ancient people worshiped the sun. They understood. Without that, we done. Without that, our crops can't grow. They understood real quick. That's life. That's why they worship it. That's life. You don't hear nobody worshiping the dark. Except when they talk about something evil. Death. That's when you hear them talk about black. When they close that coffin on you, it's black, believe it. But you won't know because you're dead. Because your life or your light is gone. So it don't make any difference. There's always a negative and positive in our world. There's negative sides of black. There's negative sides of white. There's negative sides and there's negative and positive in everything that we deal with in this reality. It's good sides to it. There's also bad sides to it. Even some of the things that you think is really, really bad, there might be a good side to it. You might not know what it is, but there's a good side to it. That's how it is. Yin and yang. That's the reality of how we live here. What do you say here? It was the divine black mind. It's the divine black mind that came as the incarnate of Prophet Rhovet, him. The prophet of black supremacy that has the serum to cure this disease called racism. And he came up with all this because he fasted for 801 days. No solid food. No solid food for 800 days.
Well, I mean, he's on another type of diet, you know.
I don't know, but if you fast for 800,
he's on another type of diet, you know.
Yeah.
He's on a different type of diet, you know. So yeah.
801 days with no solid food.
Yeah, he's on a different type of diet.
So he could be drinking smoothies. That's not solid. He don't grind it up in a blender. Yeah. It's not solid.
I mean, you know, you can survive. You can survive.
But I tell you,
eating solid foods, you can survive.
Yeah, babies do it.
Yeah, you can survive. Yeah.
Babies do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But also,
being
a whole person, if you don't eat no solid food and whatever for 801 days, you might have a problem with hallucinations. You ain't really, your brain is not getting what it's supposed to get, like it's supposed to. You might be suffering some kind of delusions.
I don't know. I don't know that because I've never fasted for more than 5 days.
Yeah.
I mean, straight. I've never fasted for more than 5 days straight, even when I was a Christian.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I rarely fasted. When I was a Christian. Okay. So, say what?
I fasted the longest I ever fasted in one period. It was 10 days straight. I told you about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you can
I didn't have hallucination.
I don't know if you can have hallucinations from not eating solid foods, but you know, over 800 days or not, because I've never tried it. So
well,
I can't
anyway,
I've never tried it.
Anyway, this is the reason why. I guess it reminds you of.
I know fasting is not a diet. I know that it's not a diet. I understand fasting is not a diet. I said he's on a different type of diet if he has not eaten solid food. Listen to what I'm saying. He's, you know, I'm not talking to you, Angel Snuff. No. I'm saying he's on a different type of diet if he hasn't eaten solid foods in over 800 days. That's what I said. I never said fasting, okay, is a diet. I never said that. I just wanted to clear that up. Okay. You can go ahead.
Oh, you must be reading that private chat stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. You go ahead. I just had to clear that up.
Got another loony band in there.
I just had to clear that up.
I'm like, where you coming from?
I mean, because even so, even if you're on a fast, you can still eat certain things. Yeah.
But anyway, he claimed that he's been on his diet. That's what brought him, because he did 800 some days on this fast. The creation of something opened up his mind to certain things that's new, and gave him this book, I guess. I guess that's what he's saying. I'm gonna send him this video, and he's gonna be able to respond, because I told him I was gonna do it.
I can't speak on it because I have not read the book.
Yeah.
I can't really, I haven't read the book.
Yeah, so I'm just telling you what I'm telling you what's in the book, though. I'm telling you, he said that he 800 days, and I guess
I'm talking about give my opinion of the book. That's what I mean. Give my opinion of the book, because I have not read the book.
Oh, he says, and that's this revelation. It was given to him and him alone, and that's why he's able to see clearly through the fog of fear and in racism right now. See, it's religion. It's religious. It's not, it's religion. It's a form of religion that somebody made up. Same stuff. He's a prophet, and King Noble claiming to be God. He's just a prophet. Prophet Rhovet, he's just a prophet. King Noble saying that he's God. I saw, and that's, that's all our people think about nowadays.
Are there any goddesses in this Black supremacist society? No, I just said, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really not. Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm asking a question because I really want to know. Yeah. Are there any goddesses in this Black supremacist society? Are there any goddesses? Because, do women hold political power in this new Black supremacist utopian society? Do Black women hold political power? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
Well, I read the 30 pages of the book, and he didn't mention nothing about, women or children. Or children. I don't know exactly how all this, it really don't go into detail about how all this is to be,
I would like to know that. If you talk to the brother again, I would like to know.
Well, I'm going to send this video to him, and he's welcome to come back and discuss some of these things with us. So, I told him that, and he's fine with that. He's fine with that.
Okay.
But I'm going to let him know it's not going to be a rodeo. You're going to be challenged, when you come the next time. It's not going to be no rodeo. You're going to have to explain some things. Not going to let you slide like the first time when you interview you. This is your show. We'd be nice, talk to you, let that stuff slide, whatever, blah, blah. Can't let it slide no more. You talking some things that we just don't do here. It's a lot of questions that got to be answered, and a lot of stuff here don't make any sense. And like I was asking him questions then, and he's wheezing. He never answered the question. you need to answer some of these questions. You know, there's a lot of things that you're saying here. The Badlands, how was all this supposed to come about? He didn't explain the role of women. He did not explain.
Yeah, I want to know the role of women in this new Black supremacist utopian society. I want to know the role of Black women, other than being barefoot and pregnant, other than having a bunch of kids, other than, you know, being somebody's woman or wife. I just want to know, do Black women hold political status in the new Black supremacist utopian society?
Well, from what I read, he didn't make any reference. The only thing he talks about is we're gonna have all this power. He didn't even really say how we're gonna get all this power. Like the white folks are just gonna say, oh, here's the Black supremacist people. They don't believe in us no more. We're just gonna just bow down to them. That ain't how things work. You know, how are you going to how are you gonna become supreme? And that's what I want to say before we run out of time about this word called white supremacy. Because, you know, some people don't like that word. You giving the white man too much power. You're giving them too much credit. Okay. Well, what word do you want me to use when you can't kick somebody's ass? They done knock you down and you can't get up. Apparently, to me, it's very clear they must be superior to you. You can't do nothing to them. Okay, if they are building rocket ships going to the moon, where yours at? When these people in Texas, and I'm not making mockery of the people in Texas, but the brothers and sisters in Texas, okay, they got a power grid or whatever. You know, why didn't you kick in your power grid and give the people some power? Where's your stuff at? But you're not, you know, where's your Facebook, your YouTube? You don't have nothing. When that man give you a law, you better obey that law, and he can back it up, because he'll come to your house with drones and tanks, and if necessary, just kill you. That's how bad he is. But he's not. But you say that he's not supreme to you. He's supreme to you until you can show that you just as strong or better than he is. That's just the reality of it. But these folks they want to sit around here and want you to babyfy them and then cuddle them, and when they fall, kiss their little knee. What do you want me to call it? If you can't beat these people,
they want you to coddle them.
Yeah, coddle them.
Stroke their ego.
Yeah, calling them gods and
I mean, and the white man been in power for a long time, y'all.
A long time.
I mean, they've been in power for a long time.
And according to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the end of his power was in the 1930s. That was the end of the 6,000-year cycle that this cracker's supposed to have over the people of the earth. And he's still rolling.
Still rolling.
Still rolling. And he ain't going out no time soon. You can believe that. You will go out before he do, because he'll take you out, because he got that kind of power.
And he got the machinery.
Yeah.
He got the nuclear weapons. He got all of that.
He got a bunch of these Negroes will do it. They'll come and do it. Matter of fact, he might not have to do it. It's a bunch of Negroes. He'll say, go kill Snup and what you call it. I had
just like they infiltrated the Black Panther Party. Just like government agents infiltrated the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
And caused the deaths of Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
And many others. And would have caused the death of Assata Shakur.
Yeah.
They would have caused the death if the Black Liberation Army had not liberated her from that prison. Because, you know, that woman was being tortured. You know, she was being tortured at that prison. And if they hadn't broke that woman out, I'm talking about the Black Liberation Army, if they hadn't broke that woman out of there, they probably would have killed that woman in that prison. Okay. Now I just thought about that, how they'll send a Black person that looked like you to kill you. They'll send a Black person to infiltrate Black organizations, like they've sent agents to infiltrate the Black Lives Matter organization. I just thought I just had to throw that out there. You know, what do you think?
Well, I'm like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. there are Caucasian people that would do the same thing for us. Because it's all about money. You know, paying somebody some money. The reason why I'm talking to you today was because there was white people that was able to get information. I couldn't get it. They went in, got the information for them. And nobody suspected them because they was white. And then the lady brought me, she said, look, they plan on shooting you in the ass next week. You know, I'm just letting you know. And so it just so happened, I knew about, you know, how to make, you know, moves with the law, you know, my legal papers. And I filed a restraining order against that judge. He had to recuse himself because he was going to sign the paperwork to shoot me in the ass with this drug. But she gave me the heads up, because if she didn't give me the heads up, you know, it takes time to write it out. Then I got to send it to the court and all like that. But hell, if I had got the information late, I've been shot in the ass.
So do you think they wanted to kill you? Do you think they would have succeeded?
I think they would have killed me if they knew I didn't have no family, because my people was calling me, come to see me.
Okay.
And I told them if something happened to me, they killed me, and they know that. Okay. But if I was just alone, I didn't have no family, and was acting the way that I was acting, they would have murdered me. I know they would have. Legally.
Yeah, legally. Yeah.
Legally. They would have murdered me.
It's like they legally murdered Fred Hampton.
Yeah. Yeah, they legally murdered him.
And Martin Luther King Jr. also.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have murdered me. There would have been no question asked. And even this Caucasian lady, they wouldn't give her. We talked about that. You know, the Caucasian lady, I told you she had AIDS. They didn't want to pay for that medicine no more, and they stopped giving it to her. She just died. And they just told the family, you know, she got AIDS or whatever, and she died. But I'm sitting there, I'm looking at what they're doing. She was at the nurse's station. I need my medicine. I need my medicine. Crying and carrying on. Before the week was out, she was dead. Wow. And I watched them carry her body out. And them pieces of trash that worked there, they laughing at me. That you next. You next.
Yeah, yeah.
You next. The black supreme.
Oh yeah.
The divine supreme black. They was telling me I'm next. Yeah. But it was the white woman that went and did the little thing for me and brought me the information so I could avoid getting shot in the backside. Wow. I'm not saying all the brothers and sisters there was bad people. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to, because there was a lot of, especially among the sisters. The sisters took good care of me. They took, a lot of them took good care of me. I'm going to have to give what credit is due. They did. A lot of sisters did. But there's a lot of rotten Negroes laughing and giggling. You know, you locked up and they shaking their key. You know, I'm going home. Can you go home? Wow. You know, because just like they, did I leave that movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with you? I gave you the link to watch it. Did you ever see it?
No. I gotta be honest, I have not yet watched it.
The man, I forgot what the author's name. The man that wrote the book, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and they made a movie out of it with Jack Nicholson. He went undercover as a psych aide. And he said the main employee that they love to hire for that psych aide position is black folks. He said the reason why they like to hire black folks because they suffer from low self-esteem. So they come in here and they look at these people, and you know, you're on a lower level than me.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have this attitude, they treat them really, really bad.
Just like the black woman at the bottom of the barrel.
At the bottom of the barrel.
See? Yep.
And see, here's black people. They talk about how can the black man, if we both the same, how can the black man treat the black woman? Because when they are, here's an example. Here goes some black employees going into this mental institution with black patients, and they abusing them and exploiting them. I saw this with my own eyes. Not only One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and if you ever watch that movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's exactly my experience. Some of those people represent some of the folks that I actually live with, except I was in the place that I was in was for dangerous people, rapists, pedophiles, murderers, I mean, you know, gang members. I mean, I was in there with the riffraff. So, so yeah, this brother, we're gonna have to invite him again. I got this person here with a fake, you know, that brother that live in Atlanta. He don't never come to my channel, but they got it's an avatar with his symbols on it, and it's not him because he don't hide behind an avatar.
Oh my goodness.
You know, let me let him on. Let me see what this person got to say, because basically,
yeah, let him on.
I'm going to invite that brother. I said what I got to say, and
let him on. Let him on.
Yeah, I'm going. No, he's gone.
Oh, okay.
He left because it's not him. You know, that brother don't hide behind no avatar. His channel is loud and clear. He loved Donald Trump. He loved America. You know, he probably take a bullet for Donald Trump. He was there. I told you he was there at that insurrection at the Capitol. He was there, but he never.
He was far away though. He was way far away.
Yeah, he was very far away. He wasn't part of the real action, and he still don't. He said all that's made up and fake. He really don't believe that those people damaged the which car. He don't believe that the officers got shot, and he don't believe all. He believe that's just some media, you know, fantasy stuff.
Well, some officers died.
He don't believe all that. He believe that
died, and an officer shot a woman to death.
He believe all that stuff is fake.
And officers lost they fingers. I heard one lost his fingers, another one lost his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah, and yeah.
Yo, while it was going on and being reported, because I was watching the news and I was texting him. He was like, "Oh man, that ain't happening." But look how far away you are. He way out there. He's not where the action really is. He said, "That's not going on." He said, "I know, I'm here." Yeah, but you're not where these folks is at, because they done broke into the Capitol. They done tore down, they done tore up windows and did all kinds of stuff. They're actually in the Capitol. He don't even know that, you know, from where he's so far away. You know, and the brother got it going on. He know a lot of good white people. You know, he riding around in a helicopter.
I mean, they let Trump off the hook. You know, so
yeah.
I mean, it could happen again. They let him off the hook.
Yeah,
they did not convict him.
But
so
I mean,
you know,
that's nothing. When you know,
I mean,
that was nothing but, to me, that was nothing but a corny show. Because when these people get mad and riled up for real, the consequence is going to be way more terrible than what you've seen there. That ain't nothing. When these folks
they were actively searching for congressmen and congresswomen in the Capitol. They were actively searching for certain congressmen and certain congresswomen, and they was actively looking for the Vice President Mike Pence in the Capitol. And I heard one woman say, you know, we should drag him out. You know, we should drag him out here. And what she said, we should drag Mike Pence out here and do something to him. But anyway, you know, that's what I heard a white woman say. Okay. So there were people in that crowd who were military. They were military, and they were, you know, looking for certain people. You know, and they also built, they built a noose. Like a, you know, they put up, you know, anyway, they hunted it. Some of them folks in that crowd was totally unaware of the other people in that crowd who were there for nefarious purposes.
Right.
I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people were there. They were there to peacefully protest. A lot of folks was there for some damn nefarious purposes, and they wanted to harm somebody. Mm-hmm. They wanted to hang somebody. They actually built a noose.
Mm-hmm.
across the street from the state capitol, from the U.S. Capitol, I meant to say, the U.S. Capitol. So, you know, it could have been much worse. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, but like you say, that's a small minority that was doing all that. The majority, they just come in there just like that brother was there. He was just there for this rally or whatever. He didn't have no intent to be trying to hang nobody and all that crazy stuff. That wasn't on his agenda. I'm very sure it wasn't. But not only this demonstration, but even in these other demonstrations, you always had this group that's gonna come there. They the main ones throwing rocks. They the ones that's doing stuff, and the average person that's there, they just there to hold up a sign and protest or whatever. But you always gonna have a bunch of heathens that come. It even going back to Dr. King's day, the same thing happened. But a lot of those people, but a lot of those people was paid, and the same thing. Those people, how we know those people ain't paid to do what they done? You know, how do we know they're not getting paid? But again, I read the brother's book, and you can read it. I think the link should be in the description box for those who are interested. One of my deacons say they didn't have no questions or nothing for the brother because they found him, you know, they found information in him very boring. Yeah, he didn't get none out of it because it was really, really quiet. Did you see the video with him?
I saw it.
There was nobody that said nothing. I'm like, man, they quiet as a mouse. There was only one question. They was quiet. I'm like,
well, I just want to know if Black women hold any positions of authority or leadership in the Black supremacy utopian society. That's what I want to know.
Well, we're gonna find out. Set up a date. I'm gonna make sure that you're able to come on board and.
Yeah, that's all. That's really all I have to ask them, really. You know, because you know,
how are we going to? How is this Black town going to come into, you know, reality? How is it supposed to happen? And the Badlands. How is this supposed to come into being? How is it? You know, how are this going to? I mean, and where are all these other people? Where the Mexicans and the Chinese? Where are these people going to go? I mean, because he don't talk about these other people like they don't even exist. It's just about people. It's just about Black folks. You know, all these other people. What they going to be doing? It don't make no sense. And when it's all said and done, you're not ending racism. The only thing you're doing in your book is changing places, trading,
assuming power,
because your mindset is no different than the people that you complain about. It's the same stuff. I don't hear nothing different, you know, because it's all about Black for you, and it's all about white for them. It's all about Black for you. It's all about whiteness for them. So how are you ending racism when your foundation and what you talk about is still based on racial construct? How are you
patriarchy
and patriarchy? You're no different than they are. So I don't know. He's, you know, I think that the book for me personally, I think that the book was written, what's that word for it? In haste. You know, it's not put together. It's not, and it's only 30 pages long. It don't go into details about anything like how is these things supposed to come into fruition. You know, I don't see how I'm supposed to do that. But I mean,
because all the women, the Black women, is not gonna want to be having a whole bunch of kids. We ain't gonna just want to be relegated to the house, and barefoot and pregnant in you know, the Black supremacist society. We're not gonna want to. We're not gonna want to just be you know, mothers and wives. We're gonna want, you know, the same, you know, treatment as the male counterparts. I'm just saying, we're going to want the same treatments as the male counterparts. We're not going to want to be dominated and subjugated, you know, just like we don't want to be dominated and subjugated in this society now.
Right. And
but we are. I just want to know.
I just don't get why
want to know.
Mr. Divineness, Mr. Creator God, whatever. Why you don't talk to women? I'm talking to this God Creator Divineness, wherever you are. I'm asking you, sir, because you are a male thing. So, Mr. Creator, why you don't talk? You got something against women? Why all the prophets is always men? You don't never give no. What was the female prophet Ruth? Was it Ruth?
Yeah. No. Deborah.
But there's a female prophet called Ruth too, I believe.
Oh.
But anyway, whatever they got to say don't really mean nothing because they don't hardly talk about it. Because whatever they talking about don't really mean too much or nothing anyway. You just there. Anything meaningful, you tell it to the men. And they put Mary in the Catholic Church. They put Mary on a pedestal, but she don't have nothing to say. She's just somebody that had a wonderful man. She don't have nothing to say. There ain't no book of Mary.
Nah, you know the Bible. The Bible, talks about women stay in our place, stay in your place. You know that.
Yeah, so
you know that. The women are not allowed to talk and usurp authority over them, or usurp authority over the man. You know that. According to the book of, Paul. Paul wrote that, allegedly, that women are not supposed to preach or teach or usurp authority over the man, but to learn in silence. That's what it says. Okay, that's what it says.
Just because, it's gender discrimination.
Yeah.
It's gender discrimination.
Women are second-class citizens according to the Bible.
Yeah.
And the Quran. You know that.
Yeah. Which was written by men, not no God person. These books, these religious comic books, was written by men. Not by no God. There's no evidence God did nothing, wrote anything. Matter of fact, God don't. Your book is God is on Trial by Alberta Parish. How come it's not the Holy Quran by God or the Holy Bible by God? God is not claiming these books. And then when you go into the book, it's various books by various authors.
Yep.
Stuff don't make any sense. And it's all basically men. It's all men. Women don't have nothing to say. I don't think, see, I'm a fair person. What are you afraid of? Why you don't want to give these women some shine? Same thing with the racists. Why you think the racists don't want to do everything they can to keep dark-skinned people, black people, from being the best we can be? Because if they do that, all those lies, talk about the black people can't do this and black people can't do that, it'll all turn out to be a lie. That's why. And they are afraid that these ex-slaves will supersede their civilization. That's what they're afraid of. Because they've been telling us we got a low IQ and we're not that great, blah, blah, blah. That's that lie they've been telling. If that's true, just like your dog, they don't do nothing to stop dogs from doing it because they know that dog it's not on their level, so they don't mess with dogs. But they know that this black man, this soul brother and sister, they know that we can equal them, and we also have the potential to do way better than them. That's why they stop our progress. That's why they keep doing everything they can to stop you from doing. Same thing with women. Now, physically, there's things that, of course, men can do that women. But everything else, why are you stopping the women from being able to do those things? Because they don't want you, because they done told this lie that how great men are, blah, blah, blah. And if they allow women to do these things, and even in some of these jobs that you think women can't do, I've seen it. I've seen women be good race car drivers, incredible mechanics, and construction workers. They kick men's ass in martial arts. All types of stuff. Certain women can do that. It's women who can lift weights far greater than men can. Because I saw a woman lift this weight. I ain't going to attempt to try myself. I'm not doing it. And she just grabbed it and go, hoop, hoop, hoop. I'm like, and most men can't lift the weight that she was grabbing. She's a professional weightlifter. You know, most men, the average man don't lift that kind of weight. And I guarantee you, they not kicking her ass because she whooped the hell out of it. So, but that's another thing. They don't want women, put women in position because they done told this lie. Women can't do this, and you know, blah blah blah. And, you know, you're a liar. That's why you won't let them do it. That's why you stand in the way, because they will supersede you, and they will show you how once they get out of your influence, sir, they will show you how the earth, how humanity is supposed to be run, because their maternal instinct will kick in, their love for the planet, their love for life, something that you don't have, sir. And you will see the planet start cleaning itself up. You will see a difference in the behaviors of people because she shares her maternal instinct, her maternal nature with other life, something that you don't. She's not running around here telling somebody to kick their ass and vulgar and nasty and exploit whatever. Women, the natural state of any female, not only women, you see it in nature. It's a respect for life. And males don't have that. You see in nature, among males, death and destruction. I seen two male animals, I forgot what they was, but they didn't care nothing about the destruction they was causing. They was running over females, running over babies. They didn't give a damn. I'm gonna kill him, and the other one, I'm gonna kill you. And they messed around and got stuck together, and some lions came out and ate both of them. Because males are stupid like that. You would think that they would be thinking, you know, we get too far in this, you know, this could end up bad for both of us. They so determined to fight each other. And then I think it was some kind of antelope, and their horns got stuck. And the lions came from out of nowhere. What can they do? They can't even run or do nothing. They stuck. Free meal. And they done stumped on the females and the babies. They got injuries. They only thinking about themselves. I'm going to beat this male. Like, what's going on in the world? China. I'm going to outdo the United States. Russia. I'm going to outdo China and the United. Men, crazy ass men. In here, I'm not going to help Angel Stepping Up 7. It's all about me, Sheed. It's all about me, Umar Johnson. It's all about me, Sinetta TV, Black News One. It's all about me. I don't care about Stepping Up 7. It's all about me. I'm the king. I'm the man. I'm the God. See, men crazy like that. But what about your people that you claim that you care about? Look how they suffering because y'all fighting each other. And just like them two idiots that got stuck in the horn, messed around, got ate. Look at us. Because y'all horns all stuck to each other. Here come the peckerwood and just eat you. And then, just eat you up. No problem.
No, I like Sinetta TV now.
Yeah, but he's part of the clique too. I know that you got to pray. I know.
Like Sinetta TV. He put me on.
I know.
Yeah, he put me on.
Yeah, Sinetta, you didn't put me on.
gave me a voice on his platform. No, for real. He put me on, gave me a voice on his platform to promote my book. I like Sinetta TV. I like Sinetta.
Yeah, but you're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman. And if it's a man, that man got to be.
No, I've seen many men on Sinetta TV.
Yeah. Yeah, but they can really, they benefit him. Because see, Sinetta, to me, he's also, I think that his platform would really have exploded had he been not, he has a certain way of thinking. And if you're not going, if you don't fit into this paradigm, then
I don't know now. Sinetta seems to be, fair across the board, because to me it just seems like, okay, yeah, he got his views about things, but he don't try to silence other people's voice who have different views. That's what I see about him. He does not try to silence other men's voice who have different views. Okay, He got his own views. Don't get me wrong. You know, he does his own research. Don't get me wrong. Just like I do my own research. I do my own research, but I'm not gonna, you know, like totally cast to the side other people's viewpoints and other people's research just because I may not totally agree with it. I'm not gonna just cast it to the side and say, oh, you know, they don't know what they're talking about and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm gonna, you know, I'm a student of many schools of thought. I'm a student of many schools of thought. I don't just subscribe to one school of thought. I listen and I do research and I also analyze things, and I don't just totally cast to the side other people's viewpoints that I don't necessarily agree with, because I don't agree with everything that people say. I don't agree with everything I read. I have to still do my own research and analyze things. And I think Sinetta is fair across the board, in my opinion. That's just, you know, what I see, okay? And I don't think he tries to silence other people's voice who have a different opinions than him. I don't see that about him. He doesn't try to silence other people's voice. You know what I mean?
Well,
but that's just what I see, okay?
You know, people like, through the years, people like myself, and so even King Noble, you know, I guess because we go so hard, because at one time, you remember?
I can't say that.
I never seen.
A lot of people go hard on his platform.
Who?
A lot of people go hard on his platform.
No, I'm talking about King Noble. When did you see King Noble on his platform?
No, there are people like King Noble that is just as hard as King Noble that be on his platform. I'm telling you, there are people that are just as hard as King Noble that be on his platform. I've seen it. I've seen it for myself.
I don't, you know.
I've actually watched a lot of the debates on his platform. I've watched a bunch of them. I've watched a bunch of his debates. Well, and I'm telling you, there are people that are just as hard that come with the fire. Like they really come in there, and he don't agree with everything everybody say all the time either, but he give them a voice to come on the platform and speak, you know, and tell, you know, whatever they research is, or whatever they've acquired, or whatever they've learned, or whatever they think about whatever. He gives other people a voice. It ain't just, you know, just a certain set of group he invited on there. No, it's a variety of viewpoints that come on that podcast.
I know.
I've seen that. Yeah. Now, you know, if you, honestly, I want him to invite you on his podcast. In fact, I really want you to be on his podcast. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
See, I mean,
we'll talk about it.
I told you. I talked to Sinetta years ago, and he basically like blew me off. Really,
he remembers you. He remembers you. Anyway. No, he remembers you.
Well, anyway, like I said,
he watches you. He may not sit up and watch you every single day, but I'm just telling you, he knows you. Okay.
All right.
He may not sit up and watch your stuff every single day. I don't watch everybody's stuff every single day, you know, but lately I've been like really watching these debates on Sinetta TV. And I'm telling you, there were some people on his show, you know, I'm just saying, they brought the fire and the heat, and you know, he held his ground. He held his ground. He may not agree with everything the brothers are saying from the Hebrew Israelite camps.
Yeah.
Okay. He held his ground though with them. I can tell you that. Okay, I can tell you he held his ground with him. I want you to be on the show, really. I want you to be on the show.
We'll see. I mean,
I'm gonna try to get you on. I'm gonna try. I don't know. I'm gonna try. Okay.
I'm doing just fine. I don't need.
I still want you to be on this podcast. I still know you laughing, but I'm so serious right now. I am so serious.
You know.
Yeah, I'm so serious about what I said.
You know,
so he's a good person.
Well,
I had a chance to talk to him by phone prior to doing the podcast. He's a good person.
Okay.
He's a good person, but I still want you to be on this podcast.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'm trying to make that happen.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
Afternoon, and like I said, I wanted the discussion to be about this book.
It was about, for the most part, it was about this book.
Yeah, but I had, I didn't want to talk about feminism.
I know. I had to go in because even though he didn't call me a feminist outright, I still had to go in. I had to. When I read that comment, I had to go in.
But you can go live, and I'm pretty sure this person probably still listening. You can go live, and he can come to your broadcast and come, and we would prefer you show your face instead of hiding behind.
I would prefer he show his face, but he can also go to my blog spot and read my articles. He can go to my blog spot and read my articles too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Post my blackpoliticalmedia.blogspot.com address in there somewhere.
It's in the description box.
Okay, cool. That'll work. That will work.
So with that said,
honey, because my phone is about to go dead on me, honey.
Yeah, and I told you I only had 2 hours left anyway. I'm done with StreamYard. My 20 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Nova. Thank you to the feminism brother. Thank you for the trolls to come give me some views. Unfortunately, had to block some of you. Some of them I let them ride because they didn't do anything. They was courted. Yeah. And to my deacons, Soul Brother 85 and Twin, and Legend is in the house. To those who was listening, those who will be listening later on, also respect to Brother Malcolm X, of course, the 53rd, I believe, anniversary of his assassination. But of course, he's a very influential person here. Love to Malcolm X. And also a shout out to the brother, his book. Y'all have to listen to me. Get the book yourself, read it, and be a judge on your own. The brother probably will be back here in another show, and we're going to discuss his work, which is fine and dandy. See, I invite anybody here, to talk. It's fine with me. No big deal. And myself, we can discuss things and be cordial. You don't have to get all angry and start calling Bob people coons and Sambos and all that crazy, silly, dumb stuff, mammy and whatever. And on that note, as Don Cornelius always used to say as important, I wish us love, peace, and soul. We out. Sister Nova, we out. Where's that little thing at? I should have had it ready already. My little thing.